Hello. I think I'll bring you guys into a little bit of the scene changes as well. Get a little zoom in on this maybe. Get even closer. It's a little bit too close. Can we get there? Too close. Hi. Hi. Hello. Guten Tag. Looks like I have a creature outside of my door who wants to hang out. This is the FT8623-12. This is from Shagwan. This is the 2012 version. I think I do it this way. Shang 2012. Shagwan. Okay. And episode 494. What's up? This is what I do before every episode. Boil water, get started. Here we go. Boom. So this is purchasable at Quiche Teas, I believe. I think the price on it is like crazy cheap. It's like 26 bucks or something. 26.50 for a cake of this. The tong is going to be 148 bucks. So if this is something that's up your alley as a drinker, then certainly a heck of a purchase. Interestingly, I don't know how many grams these are. I'm assuming... Yeah, I'm assuming 357, but don't know. This is iron pressed iron cake, so it is giving it quite a bit of a rinse here, because I want to really get the chunks exposed. Even if you're just moving it around in the gaiwan, you'll feel. I don't know if you can kind of hear it, but. Quite some, you know, some big chunks here still. So even though it's really warm, the liqueur is interesting color. Even though it's really warm here, what I'm gonna do is take this chunk and then squeeze it. Let's see if I can do it on camera. Ouch, hot. Squeeze. It's still really hard in there, even now. But ouch. Squeeze. Ow. Oh, okay. So, unsurprisingly, like many factory cakes, this has got a lot of just cut up pieces of tea in it, and you can see actually how cloudy that is now because I just opened up all that gunk on the inside there. So I'm gonna rinse this off and toss it as well. I don't worry too much. You know, look, if this was some insane $10,000, $20,000, $100,000 cake. Yeah, would be drinking the rinse. Be taking notes on the rinse. But something like this, not too worried about it. So, giving it a squeeze does usually create a little bit of some gunk. It's much clearer already, and it does not need any deep time now. Tea everywhere. Tea everywhere. All right. For steeping, I'm using 4.5 grams for 50 milliliters capacity. The amount of water that's going into this gaiwan is less than that, and as the leaves expand, the quantity of water decreases, so the potency of the tea increases as a result. Until a certain point. Cheers. Not loving it yet. Not loving it to start. Nice retired smoke on the back end, some good sweetness. Viscosity is pretty low. Not surprising, although I would expect a bit more at this point, frankly, having pushed this one in terms of the rinses. Uh-oh. Hopefully. Not hearing the parenting sounds outside. Like that in smoke note. It's nice. We're really just getting started here. Apologies for the tea stains on my teaware. Am I really sorry about it? Not really. Yeah, I could rub them off. But you know what? Whatever. there's some good sweetness, some good lasting flavor. Not bitter yet. I can tell it will get there. I'm not quite sure I like the green profile on this quite as much. When I say green profile, I mean a few different things sometimes. I often mean kind of like flavors that I would associate with green teas, but I can also mean literally kind of like certain category of certain flavors or notes. So green for me often means the grassiness of the tea. It can also mean when I say greenness, I usually am referring to the intensity of the grassiness, frankly. But and so that can be something where it's really, fresh spring shoots and it's sweet and it's crisp. It can be really bassy in yerba mate. It can be like hay. It can be like fresh cut grass. It can be like kind of sour fermented leaves. All sorts of different, that in the leaves kind of get into the wood profile a little bit. But anyway, you understand. When I say green, I mean the underlying grass family of grass flavors. So it could be peaty. It could even be diesel. A little bit on that green note. Cheers. Really not bad. It tastes like shotgun to me. Maybe a little bit more of a bull in a china shop in terms of its profile. It's not graceful or eloquent. It's pretty bold and frankly kind of a coffee drinker's tea. Boiling water again, but nice sweetness. Viscosity is a little bit low, but I have historically I've been brewing with 5 grams of leaves for a 51 milliliter Gaiwan, and still trying to open this up here. Still, this little piece right here is still really compacted and right. You can kind of even hear it ripping there. It sounds, you can hear, it wouldn't make a sound if it was wet. So still literally almost completely dry to the touch leaf material. So we're really not even in it. And that's kind of one of the, I don't want to say nuances of factory teas, but things to be aware of, I guess, when brewing it is extraction is a little bit wonky sometimes. Can be true of any producer. It just depends on how they produce the tea and press it in this case. But I'm gonna push this. It's funny. Okay, so I just had my hands up by my nose and I smelled mint. And it was because I just was picking mint from my garden. And anyway, I'm making sure to remind myself to pay attention specifically to the notes here and try to be attentive also to what I've been doing recently. Am I tasting a minty thing because I just had a mint drink, or is it in the tea? You can see the material. A lot of it is just chopped up leaf. Cheers. So much better this way. This is not bad. I think for $26, this is great. Let me be clear. This, if you want to taste a kind of, I don't want to say like a benchmark, but a familiar, right down the center pu'er tea that has some age on it, but is really affordable. Buy a tong of these. I think this will improve. It has space to improve. It's really not bad, honestly. I think of this tea purely from value. It's not exquisite by any stretch. It's not like, whoa, spectacular. Definitely in the daily drinking category and price range. And for especially the price on it today, a lot of these were being produced. But this is nice. So yeah, it's a Futai. This is the 8623, and I believe it's batch 12. Let me just quickly pause and confirm. Okay, I can't figure out the 12 marker. I'm kind of assuming. It's a 12. So to be clear, I have my own internal like S tier like gamer rankings. Got this one from James and started doing it. It's just faster, I think, to just kind of like, you know, S, A, B, C, D, and then I pretty much just go like F at that point. I don't even know, like, you know, just like bad versus like D is fine, C is like okay, B is good, A is pretty dang good, S is wow, this is really, really great. And I will put this at like the B tier. I think it's good. Yeah, it's tasty. It's really good price, in my opinion. So, you know, I'm thinking of a couple of friends, but like my buddy John, for example, I think this would be a great cake for him. He's price conscious, but still wants to be drinking in this flavor range, I would say. I think this tastes a little bit older material wise. Well, tastes a little bit older. I'm not tasting older flavors, but it tastes aged enough to enjoy today, in my opinion, with this Taiwanese storage. And it will improve over time quite a bit. Yeah, this is a pickup. If you have a spare $140, what did I say, $150, something like that, $148.40. Quiche teas also ship fast and are pretty affordable for the shipping too. So frankly, James asked me, gave me a sample of this and was curious about my opinion on this one. And it's like, it's fine. You know, it's like pretty good, actually. It's like, for what it is, it's pretty good. So I think I might pick some up. The question will be just, am I going to just have too much of this stuff over time? So it could be, you know, I guess the way I'm thinking about it a bit more is I could get a tong of this, and that's a lot of tea for a really reasonable price, $150. And in 10 years, if it's not great, I can just kind of toss it, you know, compost it, give it to friends who still want to be drinking some of those flavors, might not be as interested in being as discerning, whatever. I'm not trying to just offload the worst tea to friends, but you get it. It's kind of a low risk proposition with this price range with, I think, some pretty awesome upside. So this is nice. Is it, you know, something that I'm going to reach toward, especially with having a kind of a tea nerd friend around? No. But is it something that I'll enjoy and on a regular basis? Yeah, absolutely. Kind of sessions for me where I'll have a couple of steeps, and if I just don't feel like having more and switching things up, I will, and I won't feel bad about it. Not that I won't feel bad about it, but some other teas, it's like, I feel like I'm done, but I kind of feel like I should also keep drinking this. And this is one of those ones where it's, I feel like I'm done and I'm done. So hopefully this has been instructive for everybody. We don't have another steeping of this one right now. I will pause for the final notes and then we will end it. My chief complaint is the mouthfeel. That's about it. I like the wood on this. Nice sweetness. Not astringent, really. The greenness for me is, it's a little sharp. That's my only other complaint, but I think that will age out, honestly. So, I don't know. You know, again, the other way of thinking of it is like, oh, I guess I could add $150 to a cake that I was, you know, considering getting something really fancy, and instead I could get something that's really fancy. So I'm still kind of in the like base building stage. Like if you think of like, you know, whatever, like cardio, like you're building your base or something like that. So I'm still trying to get like my core constituent teas together to have a congress of awesomeness. But then eventually we're going to start electing some freaks for city council. Hopefully that analogy made some sort of sense. I don't think it really did, actually. Subscribe, maybe. I don't know. At this point, you might want to unsubscribe. No, don't unsubscribe. Subscribe and send this to your dog's psychologist. And much love. See you guys. Bye.